its authority being in Taiwan is simply a result of China's civil war between communists and nationalists. Eventually, nationalists lost the war and then retreated to the island that was given up by defeated Japan in World War II. Just a second. And so it's all right. So is Taiwan part of China? Yes, it's part of this China, and there's voice about talking. There's voice about establishing the country in the name of Taiwan, but that's another discussion. And the people, it's very similar to the American situation. Most of us are descendants of immigrations. 90% of us. Instead, we didn't just our ancestors didn't discover a big ass continent, it's a small island. Yeah. So the 90% of the populations are Chinese descendants. First is Hobo Taiwanese. They came over, they migrated to Taiwan in around 17th century, in the beginning of Qing Dynasty, me being of this group. And then their Menanders, they primarily came with the retreat of nationalists, and of course they're native Taiwanese. They're one of them in our group, Shelley is part of the group, and it includes 14 different groups of people that all speaks different language, and it's its own very special, unique tradition. And then on top of all that, we also have people coming from Southeast, including Vietnamese, Indonesian, and Filipinos. They came over for better working opportunities, but oftentimes they encounter a lot of issues, including racism. So that's something we've been working on. And last is the language. Of course, different groups would have its own original language. And here I'm going to talk about the language that I know the best. Hokkien Taiwanese, also known as Taiwanese. So Taiwanese is one of the dying language. The reason being the Mandarin policy in 1945. So under the Mandarin policy, one of the stories that my mom always told me that is that when she was little in school, she was not allowed to speak Taiwanese. If she did, she would be fined, and then she would be punished like this little kid here. You have to wear a sign that says, I only speak Chinese, and then she would have to pay the fine with her pocket money. So for myself, growing up in a little town, my mom always made sure that I speak the language right, otherwise she would punish me. So in the end, I want to say this to my Taiwanese fellows. When we introduce Taiwan to people, we always like to say, we always like to start with, we're a small country, small island, but look at your phone, your laptop, your Nike shoes, Adidas shoes, whatever shoes is, it's all manufactured by a Taiwanese company. And politically, we recently passed a law of same-sex marriage. We're doing that because Japan is doing it. It's not because Singapore is doing it. It's not because Korea is doing it. Because none of them is doing it. We're doing it simply because it's right to do. So I believe what really determines the size of a country is not by the size of the land or how big the guns or their tanks are. It's by the size of, it's by the hearts of the people. So together we can do so many things. That's all I have to say.